Hi everyone, welcome back to my new vlog. First of all, Happy New Year 2024. I hope you had a great start to the new year. As for me, I had been feeling a little bit unmotivated because since my last video, I was a little lost at what I should be doing next because I didn't have any future project waiting for me. I don't have any plans of what I should be making in the future, and I just felt a little like, okay, so what now? And that's when I saw this video that I will link down below by Paloma the Peach about how she was determined to make art every day for a week, and I thought I would try to copy that just to kickstart my creative juices for the rest of the year, or at least for the rest of the month, and do that this week. I mean, hopefully we can be doing that this week. For me, the catch is to be able to use different media every day. I want to get to know traditional media again. I want to be able to really experiment with a lot of different media again. I want to try to use as many media as possible this week. Hopefully we can actually get the whole week done. But yeah, so that's what we will be doing this week. And let's just get started. Today's tools are pre-cut watercolor paper, some colored pencils, maybe a ballpoint pen. Okay, so that's it for today's progress. Here is the finished piece. So I ended up using ink brush as well to make the figure stand out more and create a clear distinction between the foreground and the background. But yeah, so this is basically a picnic scene. I was just looking at Pinterest for like picnic photos, and I decided to just draw something really peaceful for my first piece. So all the tools I used are the colored pencils, the ballpoint pen, and an ink brush pen. So yeah, I guess I'll see you again tomorrow. Hi all! It is now day 2. So I want to talk a little bit about yesterday's process. Yesterday I really didn't have anything in mind. It was all really random, and all of a sudden I just thought of picnic and I wanted to draw a picnic. I don't think I've ever drawn a picnic, so it was very interesting to try, and I tried to do like a very specific angle. I think today it's not going to be too different. I think it's still going to be some random concept that I think of on the fly. Maybe like if I look at Pinterest, something will jog my mind and my motivation. So we'll see about that. Aside from that, I also started to send in my art submissions to several magazines. Hopefully, like I'm really crossing my finger on that right now. Some of them will be successful. And also I finished my open for commission and open for work content, which I hope will already be on my Instagram right now, so you can check it out in the link down below if you want to see that. Yeah, so I guess as I've said before, the media today will be different. The tools today will not be the same as yesterday, and let's just get started. Today's tools are pre-cut marker papers, some Copic markers, and some ballpoint pens.
So that's it for day 2. Here is the final piece in honor of the rainy season going on right now in Indonesia. I always love the form of mushrooms. I always think they're kind of will make a cute little umbrella. I'll show you one of the girl to look like she's wearing a morning glory or butterfly pea flower as a dress, but I don't have the exact color for the flower, so I tried to mix it up with the existing copics that I have, but it ends up looking very, very dark. But I kind of like the color of this. I like the result of this. It looks, I don't know, very modern, postmodern, very pop culture Japanese look. I don't know. Yeah.
Hi guys, we are on to day 3 and I'm starting to get a little bit demotivated because we have used all my comfort zone tools in the 2 first days, and now we're on to tools that I haven't used in a while and am not very well acquainted with. And I am very anxious, very nervous, and to be honest, not at all excited. Yeah, but then I remember that I have this vlog and I'm holding myself accountable, so I guess there's no other way but onwards and upwards, right? So yeah, I guess let's just get started on today's art challenge. Today's tools are pre-cut paper, soft pastels, and some drawing pens.
Outside, we lost it. There's a lady mattress. We found the task. I had no plan.
Okay, so that is today's progress. Here is the final result. These are my original characters. I call them Comet Children, and this is just like what they usually do, play around in the cloud. Today's experience was interesting because I usually use pastel with cotton buds as I've done today. I thought I would do a different technique this time, but it turns out I'm like really nervous, so I decided just to go with my usual way. But this is the first time I've used pastel to shade the illustration, and I think it results in an interesting outcome. The look, I feel like, is what I would call a dry media watercolor. Very soft and very nuanced. This is the first time I use pastel to shade my art and create value. Usually I would just like have flat colors with pastels because I didn't really know how to do shades, but I think it turns out pretty nicely. And for today's additional tools, there are colored pencils and white poster paint for the highlights. I use colored pencils to have a more defined shape because you can't really do that with pastels. They're pretty fuzzy. So the colored pencils really help define the shapes, as you can see. And yeah, I also use ink brush pen, as I've mentioned earlier. So yeah, so I guess that's it for today. I'll see you again tomorrow. Hi everyone, welcome to day 4. again, today I'm feeling a little demotivated because the media I'm going to use today are not ones I am entirely confident with. I used to use them a lot when I was younger, but I didn't think they turned out very well, and definitely not comparable to what everyone out there does with this media. I'm very nervous about it. But hopefully today I will discover something new by using this media again. And I guess there's no other way but to keep moving forward. Let's get started. Today's tools are watercolor postcard paper, some watercolor, drawing pens and ink brush pens, and color pencils. Okay, so I guess that's it for day 4. Here is the final result. I think this is the first time I actually use mixed media with watercolor. I usually just stick with one media, and I really love using colored pencils for this because it adds a lot more details that I don't think I can achieve with watercolor alone. Yeah, I think it turns out pretty nicely. I know it's not comparable with what everybody else is doing out there just yet, but for me this is a lot of progress because usually my watercolor pieces, I guess, are pretty flat. So being able to have this much detail in a watercolor piece is a plus for me. What I learned from using watercolors today is that I should be mindful of the amount of water that I put on the paper so that it doesn't take forever to dry. I wasted a lot of time waiting for each color to dry. Also, be patient in letting the colors dry because otherwise they would just bleed into one another and I would have to fix it again and waste more time doing that. Plus, at some point, the paper can start tearing. Fortunately, the paper I'm using today is pretty good quality, so it hasn't done that. It's if you're interested, it's by Hahnemühle. It is a German brand. Today's additional tool is the white poster paint. I think it's safe to assume that it's going to be the additional tool every day from now on because it just adds, it's just really good and really compact and easy as a highlight. So yeah, it was a very fun experience. And I guess that's it for day 4. I'll see you again tomorrow. Hi guys, it's day 5. I thought I would shake it up a little bit today, and so we're going to draw outside because I need a change of pace and my upper body parts have been hurting, so that's an alert for me to get out of the house and not sit at my desk for too long. So we are going to like a cafe or something, or we'll just chill and hang out and draw. So yesterday I was looking through my art materials and decluttering some that are no longer usable, and I found this. I think it's from the 90s or 80s or something. It doesn't really have a date on it. I don't even really particularly know what the brand is. It only says conforms to ASTM D4236. I'm not sure if there's like some kind of code or if that's the brand or what have you, but yeah, it's called an artist palette, although I doubt that's the brand. Little tool which is filled with all sorts of markers, colored pencils, and crayons and paint, also oil pastels. I think this used to belong to my mom, and it has 67 pieces in it. Wow. So what I'm going to use from this set is actually just the crayons for today, because I already used pastels, colored pencils, markers, etc. Before. So I guess let's not waste more time and let's get going. Today's tools are some pre-cut papers, some crayons.
Hello to Mona, I mistook you for a dream. The engine glows, and I guess you always seem to know. Hello to Mona, I push back the serious.
So that's it for day 5. Here's the final result. Crayon was really hard to work with because I kind of forget that crayon is basically wax, so it's very hard to layer, and it's impossible to create shades and values with, so it's pretty much flat what I have created here. I mean, it's cute, but not very in-depth. And I tried to layer it with other media as well, with like drawing pan and marker, but it doesn't really work. I might try ink brush pen at home. I didn't bring one because I didn't think I would need one. And maybe some white acrylic paint for the highlight. So yeah, I learned a lot using crayon for this very challenge. Also, it's possible that the crayon that I'm using isn't of high quality, and that's why it's not very good. The additional tool I have mentioned are drawing pen and markers, but yeah, I guess I'll see you again tomorrow. Hi guys, it is now day 6, which means only one more day to go, and honestly I'm a little excited for it to be over because it has been a past few days of being outside of my comfort zone, and you can only take discomfort for so long, especially today's tools, which are a little bit more complicated and tedious than the rest of the days. But yeah, onwards and upwards, like I said before. So I guess let's just get going. Today's tools are some pre-cut papers, poster color, an ink brush pen, and some watercolor. So that's it for day 6, and here is today's result. I thought I'd just make like a pattern today because I feel like I don't really know how to do shades and values with poster color, so you know, I just make it look more graphic and interesting that way. What I learned about poster color is that it is actually very easy to use, and what's different today is that I only use like 4 paints to create new colors, so I had to mix the colors first, but they are actually easier than I thought, just a lot messier I guess, but you know, that's how you deal with paint. Yeah, I really love how this turns out. I love the colors, they look so much better when they dry, and I love how the ink brush pen can really hide the messiness of the colors underneath and make them stand out, pop out a lot more. There's no additional tool today. The white acrylic paint didn't come out because I don't need highlights with flat colors, and I really love this. So that's it for day 6. I guess I'll see you again tomorrow for the last day of the week. I will also like recap my experience and what I learned from each medium to just wrap it up nicely. Okay guys, we are on to the last day of the challenge. Since it is a Sunday, please excuse the extra leisure look. So since it's the last day, I will make the last piece for today, and then I will review the whole process of the challenge. So I guess let's just get started.
Today's tools are pre-cut papers and some soft drawing pencils. Okay, so that's it for day 7, the last day. Here is the final result. It ends up looking very Hahnemühle-ish. Yeah, I wasn't going to draw a person, but then I don't know, my hand just moved on its own. I've been drawing mushrooms a lot lately for some reason, I don't know, but it's been fun to draw them. And yeah, so that's it for day 7. There's no additional tool today as well, so just fully drawing pencils. I don't know what to make of them, but review coming soon.
It is day 7, which means the challenge is officially over. I can't believe we made it this far. Seriously, you guys, thank you so much for being there the whole time. And I'm so glad that I didn't like quit halfway through, which is something that I probably would have done. It was a fun experience experimenting with different types of media that I haven't used in a while and different types of media that I have never used before. It's definitely given me a lot of insights on the whole art creation, and I will definitely use these media again in the future. But before that, let's review them one by one. Hi, Editing Beefy here. I'm currently editing the outro, and it turns out the review for each medium makes this video way too long, and it's already pretty long. So I decided to just separate it and put the review on my blog, which you can read from the link down below in the description. Okay, thank you. That's it from me, I guess. It has been one hell of a week. Thank you so much for being here along the ride for the whole time. Hopefully you're still here. Let me know which one is your favorite material to use, which of the art that you like. And if you have any idea of what kind of video I should make next, please leave them in the comments down below. And I guess I'll see you again in the next one. Bye!